For those of you who don't know, Hunt the Truth it's the campaign for Halo 5 Guardians, but it became this audio series that's spread over 13 weeks during the course of March all the way to June, and it really told the story of Master Chief.
What we were trying to do here is really call into question everything you ever thought you knew about Halo, and really question, Master Chief and whether or not he was a good guy still, and kind of flip that on the head, because we needed to really jar gamers from their complacency to think that this isn't just another Halo game. This is one to pay attention to.
So I actually saw the bullet teaser. Someone showed it to me, and I was like, as someone who's played Halo from the beginning, I was like, what the, who's shooting Master Chief? Why is he a traitor? I had all these questions, and immediately, I was also listening, and a lot of us were at Ayzenberg, to Serial, the podcast at that point. And they just kind of connected, and it was like, we need to do an audio series, something that can be in the world and that can tell this story of the words in the bullet. Now from there, it exploded into, as we brought the idea to you guys, I think you guys connected with it as well, and then it soon expanded into a 3.5-hour, 14-episode, 3-month campaign that we never.
As easy as that.
Yeah, it was that easy.
So easy. You take a game that takes 2 to 3 years to make, and a lot of focus and perfection, and we have a wonderful agency like Ayzenberg who says, we've got this idea, and we want to launch it in 3 weeks. And so it was. And
it's going to star Keegan-Michael Key from Key and Peele. It's going to be really dramatic.
As this is kind of part of marketing, it really becomes part of the product. It is the fiction of Halo, and so everything needs to be really true to the brand and true to the overall lore. Going out so early with marketing for a game is challenging, because yes, we're going to raise awareness earlier on. However, you still then need to continue that engagement, and I think the podcast was a perfect way to really give fans content and value for early engagement. And what we're able to do with this program is really just give answers throughout that lead to more questions. And the more questions that we drive, the more conversation that we see. So our marketing had this great storyline. So all of our various touch points, from CRM and our email campaigns towards our kind of loyalist fans, to smaller videos that we might put onto Facebook, to even our website construction, kind of could tie into these various pieces of the podcast. So it provided this perfect connective tissue.
Yeah, so we had these great videos. Those were being distributed through our channels, but now we also had this podcast that was telling the story in a way that Halo hadn't really talked to fans before, and in a place that they hadn't really been talked to before.
It's clear that if you have a compelling hook, so our hook being that Master Chief is potentially a villain, but also having a very open-ended story, so something that leaves that cliffhanger moment throughout, continuing to drive more and more questions as we give further answers, that kind of pulls in fans that are already hacking Tumblr to try to get to answers about the game.
We noticed the fans were so engaged in the content, and that they were dying to participate. And so we started with some small things. We'd send out like little boxing cards from the gym that Master Chief trained at to fans on Twitter. And those influencers would then create a video about that. What does this card mean? Why did they send it to me? What's going on? And we found that we were getting all this content being created just out of us sharing with people. And so we sent out the word to all the major Halo influencers. There's like 5 or 6 that have pretty good followings. Halo follower has 275,000 followers on YouTube. And we sent the word out. We said, hey guys, look, we're doing an episode coming up where we could use voicemail messages. And we want these messages to be in support of Ben, who's the protagonist, or against him, or just prank calling him and making fun of him. And we got over 500 submissions, audio submissions, fully produced. These guys wrote their own scripts. They got super into it. And in episode 6 of the podcast, you can hear 40 or 50 fans leaving messages for the main character of the series, who then turns around and comments on those messages.
There's definitely a breadth of kind of demographic, and I think it really shows that you don't have to be involved in Halo before to really get into the story.